Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So we are going to make apple sage pork chops for dinner tonight. So I am going to rehydrate the last 3 pork chops in our freeze-dried boneless uncooked pork chops. So I am just going to, I thought this would be big enough, but just going to cover them with water, and I'll rotate them around. And I am just going to let them sit in the refrigerator for the day. So when we cook dinner tonight, I will pull them out, and like I said, I'll rotate these. And there's no apple shortages. We're plentiful in apples. So if you see apples out there, buy you some. And yeah, I'm going to have coffee and pop these in the fridge. So I will see you later. Hey everybody, so here are our rehydrated pork chops that we put in water this morning. I'm gonna dry them off a bit. Okay, we're going to get some flour and put it on that paper plate. I turned my head. It's been an allergy day, which triggers the asthma. We are making apple sage pork chops, so we're going to salt and pepper them. I have my apple ready. I need to get an onion ready. I'm going to salt and pepper the other side. Pepper went everywhere. I have some dried sage leaves. If you have fresh, you can use those. If you don't have either, you can use the powdered. And I have some chicken broth. You can use bouillon, store-bought, or just water. But if you have freeze-dried foods, I'm assuming you would have bouillon in your pantry. trying to be neat and I'm being messy. And don't throw this flour away yet, because after we brown these, we'll use the rest. Clean up my flour mess. We're going to have potatoes and roasted asparagus. I have my potatoes in that pot right there. And as soon as I start my, when I get the pork chops to where they're going to simmer, I'll start my potatoes, and everything should be done at the same time, 20 minutes. Same with the asparagus. So get our pan on. Add a little olive oil. And while this gets hot, I'm going to cut up some onion. Okay, I can smell our oil. Shake off the excess. And what I'm wanting to see if these get pull apart tender like when you do them fresh. I'm going to brown these on both sides, and then I have my onion and apple chopped, peeled, and ready to go. I have my chicken broth open, my sage is ready, and I'm going to get some garlic. We're cheating because I want to use up the rest of this bottle. And yeah, mashed potatoes, asparagus, and apple sage pork chops from freeze-dried meat. Let's see how this goes. So far we've done the crispy pork chops, the pork chop stir fry, and now this. We've gotten about 12 meals out of 9 pork chops. You get 9 pork chops in a bag. And they, of course, have your 25 or whatever it is year shelf life. So, you know, practice with your foods if you can. Try them and repackage them and put them away to see how they work. So far, they've been very good. And they're cooking like, you can see, just like fresh pork chops. The same thing going on in the pan. So I'm going to let these brown and then I'll be back. Okay, they've browned. I've turned down the heat. Take them out. How brown they get. I will say that about the freeze-dried chops, is they get very crispy. We are going to add our onion. Oh, that smells so good. these softened up. And if you haven't heard, Saudi Arabia wants to join BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Argentina wants to join as well. I'll put the article to that down below. Okay, now we're going to add some garlic. That was a half an onion, and I'm just adding a teaspoon of garlic. Once you smell that, you don't want to burn your garlic. So we are going to add about the same amount of flour as you have oil. So we're just going to absorb that oil with flour. Whenever you're making gravy, it's just equal parts of oil, flour, and liquid. So if you use 1 tablespoon, it's 1, 1, 1. 1 tablespoon fat, 1 tablespoon flour, 1 cup of liquid. It's really easy. Or 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. I feel a sneeze coming on. We have gophers really bad, or whatever the ones are that just trail everywhere. My dog dug a dang hole. Sorry, I had to walk away. I knew it was coming. Another one. Sorry. So just stir that in. Get all that flour mixed in. And the amount of sage is up to you on how sagey you like something. I've used about 1.5 cups so far. I'm going to use it all. This is going to simmer. I'm going to add our apples. Well, let's add our sage. It's 1 leaf. Two leaf. Do you hear my stomach? So I have 4 small leaves. Or if you just have the rubbed sage, just shake some around. Add our apples. I need to find a lid. And now I'm going to turn on my potatoes. We're going to add our pork chops back in. and let them cook for about 20 minutes. And you could do this with your canned pork. Just do the base and let it simmer for a while. And when it's about ready, everything's tender and your gravy's thickened or starting to thicken, you can add your pork. It'd be just as tasty. So play with the recipes you like and experiment with the meats that you have. And you can still have your favorite foods. So that's all covered. I'm going to put a lid on it. That one was out of the jar, so throwing it in there. Going to cover it up and let it simmer for 20 minutes, and then we will come back and see how tender they are. So this is what it looks like. We're about done, so I am going to mash the potatoes. The asparagus is finishing up, and so yeah, just check it for salt. I took the lid off. It looks good. And so I will finish this up, we'll plate it and give her a taste and see how these freeze-dried pork chops are in smothered or apple sage pork chops, however you want to do them, in a braise or whatever. So I'll be back. Okay, it's ready. So get some mashed potato. Get it everywhere. And I just roasted the asparagus with some olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic. And then finished it off with some butter. So there it is. That's our meal. Let's see how the pork chops came out. Yep, they're tender. The end pieces have that gristle, just so you know. So yeah, that comes apart nicely. Get a little bit of everything. Here we go. Really good. Yep, that's the ticket. So you guys try this recipe. Practice with your stored foods. Make sure you know what you're doing with them and create some recipes or use them in your favorite recipes in different ways. Like I said, you can use your canned pork. Do this same recipe, just add the pork later in the process. And yeah, so anyways, that is our freeze-dried apple sage pork chops. So I hope you all are doing well. You stay safe, you stay healthy, and I will see you in the next video.